Hello, it's me. I'm reviewing Elvis, the new well, I guess by now it's not really new. I'm gonna call it new though, because it's new to me. Like, I just watched it a little bit ago, so it's new. And it is pretty good. It's probably one of the better biopics I've seen. I'm not a big biopic guy, because they're all the same most of the time and pretty boring. And they have the staying power of a one viewing. But I think this one, I could see myself watching it again because of the way it's presented. It's not through the eyes of Elvis, it's through the eyes of his manager, which is pretty interesting. It's actually a very interesting thing because this movie feels more like a movie than most biopics do. They kind of feel like, this is going to sound weird, but hopefully this comes across. Most biopics feel like you're watching a series of events unfold, as where this movie feels like you're watching a movie about a person. If that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. So, let's start with what I liked. The performance of Austin Butler as Elvis is easily the best of the year, and I don't think, with how little time is left, I don't even think Brendan Fraser can come out of this with a dubski in the Oscar category. I mean, he could. But let me tell you, this man became Elvis. It was actually crazy because I could have sworn it was being lip synced. All the songs when he sang, I was like, oh, it's lip synced because they sounded so perfect. No, no, they were not. They were not at all. So yeah, he fucking nailed it, and he carries a lot of this movie. For any part of this movie that is slow or boring, he makes it better. um, it doesn't cover everything about Elvis, and I know people are mad about that, but I personally don't know shit about Elvis, so watching this was super interesting, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked seeing why people liked Elvis. Because you're obviously, a lot of us were not around back in the fucking 50s to see why Elvis was so big. And the movie presents it and shows this is why, and you actually understand why Elvis was revered as such a dude, like crazy good, because of what he did. He kind of pushed the envelope and was a rebel, and super cool to see the film show it so that you're like, I get why people liked him. It also goes into his family life and how his manager did all this, and it's cool. And it's a cool, interesting little movie, and the editing is crazy, by the way. This movie's fucking, the first half, crazy. It's a goofy first half, let me tell you. Just the editing goes fucking wild. There's like a scene where I'm not kidding, a roulette table is spinning and it zooms in on the roulette table, and then the roulette table, I think, becomes an eyeball, and then it zooms out, and I think they're at a casino or a Ferris wheel or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but it's a pretty wild editing in the first half. Alright, so that's all the positive. Good acting from Austin, the interesting story and the way presented. Now the negatives. The second half. It starts to do this thing where it jumps time without telling you it's jumping time, to the point of it just kind of slows down and then speeds up, and then the movie's over. It's kind of weird. There are great scenes, obviously, throughout there. It's not terrible, but it just slows down, and it's easily the worst part of the movie. Also, Tom Hanks very bad in this movie, which I know is a rare thing, but god damn it, I don't know why he's in this movie. He was poorly cast. I don't even think it's his fault. It's just the casting of Tom Hanks as this dude was weird. He's very cartoonishly evil, which I think was the point. I've seen people say that his portrayal of the guy was not the point to be cartoonishly evil, but the stuff that the guy did was honestly cartoonishly evil. So it makes sense. I don't mind the over-the-topness, but my problem comes in his accent. it's not by, it's like it's unbuyable. It sounds like a guy doing an accent, and it's just bad. Um, so the pacing at the second half not good, but overall, good movie. I liked it a lot. I think that there's enough here that even if you don't like Elvis, you'll like the movie. Like, I didn't like Elvis, I like the movie, which is more than I can say about some fucking biopics. I can't think of one off the top, but I'm like, um, you know, I think it does a good job of telling you a story. I will say the problem people have, it doesn't touch on everything, and I can kind of understand the aggravation, but you kind of have to step back and realize this man's life spanned 40 years, and covering 40 years in 3 hours, it's not going to happen. You know, the movie does its best, and I think it focuses on his relationship with his manager, and that's like the central point of the story. And that's, I think, its strongest suit is that it actually kind of has like a beginning and an end, and like like I said, it feels like a movie, and it's good. I will say the runtime is long. That's another thing. You might not like the runtime. I didn't have a problem with it. It didn't feel like it was that long to me because, like I said, the first half, boom, great. The second half, a little slower, but not terrible. It's a good movie. I recommend checking it out. It's on HBO Max. And yeah, review over. I'll give this one a fucking. I think on Letterboxd I give it like a 3, and I'm still feeling a 3. Well, I gave it a 3. Letterboxd has a different rating system. I'm gonna give it a 5, 6, 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. But it's closer to a 7 than it is a 5. It's better than. It's not an average. It's really not an average movie. It's definitely good. I would even rate it. I'll give it a 7. I'll be a nice 7. 7 out of 10. Good movie. Go watch it if you want. And yeah. Bye bye. Like and subscribe.